Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I know it is mid-January now, and I'm just now getting to put out another video. I missed you all, and we've hit a couple of milestones, honestly, since the last time I put out a video. You guys actually made my Copilot Studio demo video I put out in November, the most watched video on the channel, and we are up to 40 subscribers, still on our journey to 100. We're going to be doing another demo today, and we're going to be talking about and building on some of that Copilot Studio knowledge that I shared with you in that previous video. So we are now incorporating things like Copilot Studio. We're incorporating Copilot, generative AI, GPT, AI Builder. All of these things are going to be sort of put together and touched on as topics in today's demo. I've kept the demo itself kind of whimsical and lighthearted, and the reason I did that is because I was afraid if I gave a very specific use case, then you all might hone in on that very specific use case. But what I'm trying to do is just inspire you to be imaginative and creative in some of the things that you might be able to use, or ways that you might be able to use AI and Copilot in your business, in your company, in your day to day life. So I hope that you sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. I certainly enjoyed putting it together for you all, and I'll see you right after. So for today's demo, we're going to be talking about some pieces of things that we have talked about in the past, including AI Builder and Copilot Studio on the channel. And I plan on being pretty transparent in this demo and kind of giving you some insight into how all of these different things work. All of the things that I built are mostly useless and just sort of for fun right now, but the intent is to help inspire you to build some things and learn some things on your own, and perhaps over the course of watching this demo, even be inspired for ideas for maybe even a few apps that you might build for yourself or for your organization. Again, I'm going to be really transparent in how these things are built, and I'm also going to let you know ahead of time I did spend a couple of hours here and there over the course of this week. I did have to do some research and testing to make sure that all of these things worked prior to recording this. But we're starting off our life here in Copilot Studio, which I have demoed before. If you have not seen that video, please pause this, go back and watch that video. But here I have built a chatbot, and please excuse the name of my chatbot. I was just in testing with this chatbot. However, if we go into test blah blah, we will see that I have built just a simple conversational chat bot. I'm only using generative AI for this bot. And my website that I've pointed to with no other data sources is simply facts and information about cats, because as we know, cats rule the internet. So here I could ask simple questions about cats, like how long does a cat live? And it should be able to pull information from this website to give me a response. So it says here that the average lifespan of an indoor cat is 13 to 17 years, and you'll see how we apply this later on. But next, we are going to jump straight into Power Apps, and this is just a blank canvas app. I have this set up in tablet orientation. I really just like the screen real estate this way, but you could certainly do a phone layout if you would prefer. And I'm just going to show you how you could get started with some of these elements. So this is a blank screen, completely fresh for me to use. I have a couple of ways I can get started. The first way I'm going to show you is actually through connecting to data. So I'm going to click over here on the left where it says data, and I need to add data to build my app. So I could build from things in the Dataverse, surely, but I also down here have AI models. So all of these are AI models that you can freely use to help build an app. We have things like generating text with GPT, business card readers, image descriptions, invoice processing. All of these things are available to us. So I could certainly connect to something from there, such as text recognition. It would add that data source to my app, and then I could continue to build based off of that. Another way you can add really cool and compelling stuff to your apps is actually going here to your insert. And under insert, we see I have a few things. I have Copilot in preview, which I can use. And just to give you an example of how that would work, all I need to do is start to drag and drop this to my interface. And in doing so, it's going to ask me for a data source. So let's say I want my Copilot to be based off of gosh, who knows, accounts. So I'm going to select accounts and it'll take just a minute to load that up. All right, so now I have a Copilot in my Canvas app tied to my accounts table in CRM. And just to give you a quick example of what that looks like, I can actually preview this app and I could say something like list my accounts. And it's going to come back and start to list my accounts for me. It's pulling that information right now. And here, as we see, it's not perfect yet. I haven't done any tweaks. I just simply drag and dropped, but we see the beginnings of something really cool here. But we have other things we can add besides copilots. We have things like chatbots that we can add. So I could actually drag and drop a chatbot in here and I could connect it to my chatbot that I just previously showed you that I built in Copilot Studio. So that's another option for something that I could bring into a Canvas app. Other than that, I also have some things in AI Builder that are ready to go. Things like business card reader, receipt processing, form processing, object detection, and text recognition. Now, rather than building those live here, there are some great videos out there that you could watch that would probably give you better guidance than what I could give you here. But I do have some complete samples, things you might want to see. So moving into my next tab, I have an image describer app. So if I start to play this app, it's going to allow me to add a picture. I'm going to take one of my pictures of cats that I use for training my model. You'll see later on. So it says here, hey, this is a cat looking at the camera. It's got a 64% confidence score that that's what it is. But you could use this and it could literally be any drawing, any piece of artwork that your heart desires. I could take perhaps one of my own images of myself that I've taken, and it's going to refresh and give me some new information along with a confidence score. So it says a man wearing glasses holding up his middle finger. Well, I hope that's not the case for this, but it's only 54% confident. So you see how this works. And this was honestly a simple drag and drop into that Canvas interface to get this to work. We can do some other things here. Here, I actually have built a text recognizer, and I've done it in a few ways. I've done an on select as well as just a raw output. So if I start to play this app, and I go into new images. Now I need something that has text. So I'm going to use this image and it's going to upload this image and start to understand the text within this image. So as you see, my raw output, one of my favorite quotes is actually all here in this data table, but I can also select these lines of text as you see, and my on select output is actually giving me that information, specifically what I'm selecting. So from here, you could actually hook this up to either third-party accessibility services or accessibility services within Azure, and you could start to extract text from an image and have it play back the audio of such. I don't have an Azure subscription here to be able to show that to you, but just know that in concept, in theory, that is something that would work. And now we're going to put some of that together in what I've called my catbot chatbot. And as we see here, I have my virtual agent, I have object detection, and I have AI text generation. So if I hit play on this app, we can see all of the things that I can do related to cats. Again, why? Because cats are on the internet. So I might say, what kind of food do cats like to eat? And here it's going to give me a generative response. So it talks about their individual preferences and what they like to eat. Very interesting. But what I could also do is use GPT to generate text off of that. I can say something like, why do cats like wet food? And it's going to use AI to help generate some text on that. And as you see, it pretty much immediately generated that text for me. Finally, I have my object detector here in the middle, and I actually trained this model with AI Builder, and I only used, you have to use a minimum of 15 images. So I pulled 15 images of cats to train it. You would want to honestly do a lot more than that to really get that confidence score up. but I can go in here to detect. And if I go back to my downloads, I downloaded a picture of everyone's favorite cat on the internet, Grumpy Cat. So I add that in, and it detects that that's a cat. And I know this is just in a decimal format, but basically it's saying it's 63% confident that this is an image of a cat. Why so low, you ask? Again, it's simply based off of my very small sample size or reference library of cat images. If you got into the hundreds or even thousands, you can increase this confidence score a lot more. So, why did I show you all this? A lot of this is built using things like AI Builder and Copilot Studio, things that can help really enhance productivity in your organization, help make you a more productive worker, help you become a more creative worker. So that's all I wanted to show you for today, and I will see you in the next one. Well, that's the demo. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I packed a lot of information into roughly 9.5 minutes of content, but I wanted to give you a quick glimpse into a whole bunch of different little features consolidated with that video, all centered around things like AI Builder and Copilot Studio. It doesn't require a lot of additional licensing to get started with things like AI Builder or Copilot Studio if you already have Office 365 or Microsoft 365. So if there are any questions there, please reach out and let me know. Other than that, likes, comments, reactions, reshares are always appreciated. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.